Would you like to see how we got here? Come and join me and I'll show you. Ciao and welcome to Tortellino Time. Not everybody might be aware that actually to roast a chicken you do not have to use the indoor oven. If you've got a barbecue, one of those with the lids, you can actually use it as an oven, and that is exactly what I'm doing today. I'm going to roast a chicken with lemon and thyme, and I'll be using my outdoor barbecue to cook it, just like an oven. But of course, if you do not have one of those, you can always use your oven. It's just that at the moment it's quite warm, and it is lovely to do some outdoor dining and cooking at the same time. Let me tell you what I've done so far. I have made a marinade using some garlic, olive oil, salt and pepper, also the juice from half a lemon, and also some thyme which I've broken up in little pieces and mixed it together. And I have covered the entire surface of the chicken, both the underneath and the top, with it. You just saw me stuffing the chicken with one lemon which I've chopped in quarters, and a generous amount of thyme, this thyme whole. And this is wine, dry white wine, 200 milliliters, a good generous glass. And this is ready to go either in your indoor oven or in your barbecue if you're using one like mine. But before I do that, let me take you to our vegetable patch, as Julie has been very patiently waiting, as she wants to show you a new crop of potatoes. So we are splitting harvesting duties today. I'll start by collecting some cavolo nero first, and then Julie will show you a new crop of new potatoes. So just come with us in the garden. Whenever I wear an apron and I've got shorts underneath, looks like I haven't got anything on, but I promise you I've got my shorts underneath. That's just a visual effect. And here is the cavolo nero. You can see that we got in abundance. Cavolo nero actually is quite an incredible plant. It stands for black cabbage because obviously it belongs to the cabbage family. It is incredibly popular in Tuscany. And it actually is one of those vegetables that you can pretty much enjoy throughout the year. You can plant it in the spring, and it will be available to you towards the autumn, but also as long as you do not remove the plant and you just pick leaves, you will find that it grows quicker than you can actually eat it, and that is really nice. Julia,
they do, they'll go to seed, don't they? Show them when they're, that one in front of you, look, it's lovely
here,
fresh.
This is going to seed.
Going to seed, so we do need to eat it up now.
Eat it up, but,
and you won't be surprised to know that I've actually got some new little plants growing ready to pop in after the potatoes later on.
But I like this one because it's looking quite fresh. So I'm going to pick enough to do my side dish for the chicken, and then it will be a lovely addition. And try and grow it. It doesn't require an awful lot of skills, and it's really tasty, and also it's really good for you. It's got vitamins A, C and K. It's rich in fiber and helps your digestive system, but also it's got something called polyphenols, a bit like extra virgin olive oil, and they really help to support your body, especially against inflammation. Big anti-inflammatory agent.
So we thought we'd share with you this very exciting part of growing is the harvesting. These are Casablanca potatoes. I popped them in late March, and as you can see they're coming up really nicely and easily because the soil is so dry here at the moment. You know they're ready because they all wallop over and go a bit yellow, and also they're in for about 12 weeks, so this is about now mid to late June. These ones popped up on the surface, look, they're really ready to come out. Let's pop them out of the way, look. There we go. Have a gentle dig, loosen the soil, and oh, some nice big ones over here, look at those. Oh, there's a little random plant. Let's get them out as well. Each time I find some more potatoes, it's so exciting. It's a little bit like Christmas. Oh, here's some more, look.
You're easily pleased.
I know. But it's something lovely about digging up your own potatoes. And the silly thing is, they're not an expensive vegetable to buy. And I know that, and I know the effort involved, blah, blah. However, There's just something about it that I do love. I think that might be it for this little run. Look, can't see any more now coming. Back to Francesco in his outside kitchen. Enjoy.
So we figured that we both have the best of both worlds. Julie loves growing them, I love cooking them, and of course we both enjoy eating them. I just wash everything first. A lot of us tend to associate barbecue with burgers, sausages, steaks, and lots of people do not realize that you can do so much more. And potatoes, new potatoes like this, is a very good example. I've given them a good scrub, and as they are, I'm not halving them. I'm just going to boil them, and I'll cook them all the way, almost as if you are boiling them and then eating them as boiled potatoes. 10 minutes maybe? In the meantime, while I wait, I'll get my cavolo nero ready. I've given obviously a very good wash. The first thing I want to do, can you see these ends are a little bit thick, so they can actually go. I want it to be fairly mild in terms of tenderness. I think it's perfect. But it's not all lost, as this will go in Julie's compost. And then remember, I'm going to cut it into relatively small pieces, just like this. I absolutely love that crunchy noise as the knife goes through it. See, listen, absolutely beautiful. Very fresh, very crunchy. So something like this. Obviously, quantities of cavolo nero is entirely up to you, but you can see that I've got a good 250 grams here. This is the very first onion from our vegetable patch. Julie picked them about a week ago and has been drying them. So here it is, look. So this meal is pretty much 100% from our vegetable patch in terms of all of the vegetables. I'm going to slice this in tiny little pieces like this. You can also use a leek, by the way, or a white onion if you wish. And I meant it. Here's more garlic. This is also from our garden, so I'm going to chop in half. I don't need it all, but the other bit I'll remove this. These are very little cloves, by the way, so I'm happy that I just give them a good squash. And as I will be cooking the cavolo nero in the barbecue, I'm doing something slightly different today. Little olive oil in a bowl, onion and garlic goes in. Chili flakes, a good pinch, or you can use a chili pepper if you like. Here is my cavolo nero, I'll add it in there first. Pinch of salt, here is my pepper as usual. And I'll delve in with my hands and mix everything together, and this will ensure that all of the cavolo nero is mixed with garlic, onion, olive oil, salt and pepper. There you go, much easier. Now I'm a little bit adventurous today. I want to use this cast iron pan, but of course you can use any tin. An old tin would be better if you're using obviously the barbecue outside. I know that it looks like there is a lot, but it will shrink, and this is on purpose, so that's absolutely what I had in mind. This is ready. I'll go and put it next to the chicken, keep some company, and I'll finish the potatoes. Potatoes are cooked, they're steaming hot, and they are hot, but very nice. Here is my marinade. I can add it to my hot steaming potatoes. Also here I've got a head of garlic which has been in the cupboard for a few weeks. So a way to actually use it before it goes to waste is to add it to your potatoes, and this will cook alongside everything else, and you can actually eat it afterwards, and it will taste really nice. I'm not sure if you ever tried to just eat cooked garlic like this. Also got the remainder of the one from Julie's vegetable patch. I'll put that in, and a few more other cloves over here. Oops. And I'll mix everything together so that all of my potatoes are absolutely covered in oil and all of that lovely marinade. Here I've got another cast iron pan. This is actually supposed to be used for steaks and so on, but that's fine. I'm going to move them in here, or again you can use any proper barbecue or oven tray if you wish, but I like it because this will give it even more of a charcoaly flavor. and I'm ready to go outside. So outside we go, and we'll do the chicken first. I'm going to cook the chicken in an indirect heat. What does that mean? I'll show you. So my barbecue has got 3 burners. I'll just remove the griddles first, and you will see that although there are 5 different flavorizers, these are called flavorizers because the fat from the food will drip on them, and when they're hot immediately releases the smokiness that you normally get. But if I lift the first one there, can you see this is a burner, and then this one has got one, so it's that one there. Every other one there is a burner. So here's one in the middle, and then I've got another one here, which is the very first one. So I'll go and turn my gas on, and I'll show you what I mean by indirect heat. So first of all, let me just turn them all on. So you can say they are on at the moment, so I'm going to turn the middle one off, and I'll put the flavorizers back on. Obviously I don't do this when I'm normally cooking, I just wanted to show you. So now we have got effectively heat coming up directly from the back and the front, but nothing from the middle. So I'll just put the griddles back on. So what does it mean? Earlier on I mentioned that this is the equivalent of cooking it just like an inside oven. Obviously, because it's a barbecue, it will give more flavor, but you're outside and the house doesn't get hot. So the heat will come directly from the front and the back, not from the middle. So when I close the lid now, it will create like the same effect that you would get inside a fan oven, where the heat will rise and it will go around my chicken, but not directly from the middle, so it will not be burning it. And what that will ensure is that it cooks slowly, and the lovely juices inside the chicken will come out. The flavorization from the thyme and the lemon will happen on both directions, and it will stay moist. I will leave it here now at a temperature of 180 degrees. That is exactly the same temperature you need to use if you were to do it indoors at home, in a kitchen normal oven, for initially 1 hour and 10 minutes, and that is to ensure that the chicken pretty much almost cooks. Then after 1 hour and 10 minutes I will remove the foil, and that's when I will also be cooking or finish cooking the potatoes and the cavolo nero. But I'll show you that then. So I'm not going to touch it. 180 degrees, indirect heat. See you then. The weather's definitely cooled down. Up until a few days ago we had temperature of nearly 40 degrees. Today we are in the low 20s.
We have a visitor who's just arrived. Remy! Remy! Oh, he's such a good boy. He does exactly what he's told, look.
That's what happens. I am cooking.
Hello, mate.
And then she gets distracted with the dogs. Can you come a little bit closer?
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you what happens to the chicken. Right, you can see that it's bubbling away, and I'm going to do a test first of all to see what the juices are like. It's possible that they're still pink, which is only 1 hour and 10 minutes. Actually, you can see they're clear. So as I said, it's cooked, almost cooked, but we want to brown it now. So I'm going to turn it this way because I need to make some space for the rest of my food. I'm really struggling for space, so change of plan. However, I've just remembered that I want to keep some of the juices anyway, so I'm going to move them into a jar, otherwise they will evaporate. This is called improvising. So I'm going to move my potatoes and my garlic now inside the same tray where the chicken is.
And they can then cook in the juices, can't they? Yum.
Now I can do this properly. So I want to continue cooking in indirect heat because I don't want to burn my potatoes and my cavolo nero either. So I got good enough space. I'll close this another 20 to 30 minutes. During that time the cavolo nero will cook, the potatoes will brown up, but also the chicken will brown up and become beautiful and golden in color and crispy. 20 to 30 minutes and I'll be ready. See you then. Strictly speaking, should wait about 10 minutes because it's really, really hot. But who's got 10 minutes with such a smell? It's absolutely delicious. Put it here. Let me show you how I'm going to be serving this, which is quite nice actually. So I'm gonna get a deeper bowl than a flat dish, and I'm going to apply some of my cavolo nero and onion at the bottom, just like this. Chicken is actually coming apart without me having to cut it. Here is a drumstick that can go here. You should see Julie's face, she's absolutely salivating. It's looking really nice and moist on the inside, so I'm gonna get some of the breast, and here it is. I'll move it over here. Perfect. Look at the beautiful potatoes, they look absolutely wonderful. Obviously, as you will know, they were already cooked, so this is all about aroma, aroma, aroma. And I'll put one in here. And here is my garlic, so I'll add the odd clove here and there. Here it goes. And here is my stock once again. I have warmed it up in the microwave. I'm going to firstly put some at the bottom over here. Perfect. And then I'll just pour some on top of my chicken here and here. And this is ready. I will leave this for the picture in a minute. I want to taste the cavolo nero first. Oh, it's divine. The smokiness from the barbecue is very, very present. Delicious. Actually, it's one of the best way of cooking it. And here is my potato, and I'm gonna pinch a little bit of the breast over here. I wanted to show you that actually, can you see that has remained beautiful and moist, and was probably I got the wrong knife. However, not to forget
Oh, yeah.
a little bit of this to do it properly. There we go. I think I just died and gone to heaven. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so rich of flavour. The lemon and the thyme, they marry beautifully. Hopefully you make it, and hopefully you've enjoyed spending some time with me and Julie today in the garden and in the kitchen. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you make it and how you get on, either in the barbecue or in your indoor oven. Ciao ciao, see you later.